I feel like you get me because your four favorites are It's Such a Beautiful Day, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Twin Peaks The Return, and Mulholland Drive. Clearly you're a David Lynch fan, but I noticed you didn't have Lost Highway marked as watch, so you already know I'm going to recommend Lost Highway. I said it before and I'll say it again, Lost Highway is one of David Lynch's best movies. But besides that, my top choice for you is Lucky. Like Twin Peaks The Return, it came out in 2017 and features performances from Harry Dean Stanton and David Lynch. If anyone watching this also had this movie in their top 10 of 2017, please let me know because we should be friends because I adore this movie and I feel like I never hear people talk about it. I also think there are a lot of narrative and thematic similarities between Lucky and It's Such a Beautiful Day, but maybe that's just me projecting. But speaking of 2017, Don Hertzfeldt's World of Tomorrow Episode 2 also came out that year, and I noticed you didn't have it marked as watch, but you clicked the like button on the first World of Tomorrow, so I think you should check out episodes 2 and 3. I feel like if you threw your four favorites into a blender, you'd get Ritual. Another one of my top choices for you is Paranoia Agent. I know a lot of people like to debate about whether Twin Peaks The Return is a movie or a TV show, but Twin Peaks itself is a TV show, and you've got an animated film in your favorite, so I figured why not recommend an animated TV show. And this series reminds me so much of Twin Peaks, so I really think you'd like it. I also think you'd love Mary and Max, which is another animated film, and like It's Such a Beautiful Day, it might make you laugh, cry, and have an existential crisis. My favorite things. I think you might like Swiss Army Man for similar reasons. And possibly Beau is Afraid, which I've seen people compare to David Lynch's films, and I think it's also comparable to It's Such a Beautiful Day. Going back to animated movies, I think Soul is the closest Pixar will ever come to something like It's Such a Beautiful Day, and I highly recommend it. I could also see you being a fan of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. While I'm on the topic of animated films, a couple animated films I think you might like based on your four favorites collectively are Night is Short, Walk On Girl, The Wolf House, and this is a mix of live action and animation, but Alice, since you like Eternal Sunshine, I definitely think you'd appreciate Little Fish. Sorry I'm being really predictable with some of these recommendations, but another sci-fi romance that I always recommend is About Time. Since It's Such a Beautiful Day and Eternal Sunshine both deal with memory, I think you might enjoy Open Your Eyes and Afterlife. And I think you should check out Letter from an Unknown Woman, which, like Eternal Sunshine, is a romance movie where someone can't remember the other person. There's a lot going on in Twin Peaks The Return, so it's difficult to recommend anything beyond what I already recommended that you haven't already seen, and I still think Paranoia Agent is the perfect recommendation for that one, but I was trying to think of movies that are sort of Kafka-esque, and you didn't have After Hours marked as watch, so I think you should check that out. And since you like Mulholland Drive, I think you'd like Three Women and Opening Night.